we're creeping up on New Year's. Everybody, I'm sure, is glad to hear. And today, our guest, our first time guest this time, is Jonathan Reyes, and he is the new management analyst for the city of Santa Paula. And he's also the PIO, so you'll be hearing quite a bit from him. That's Public Information Officer. And thank you so much for joining us today, Jonathan.
Well, thank you so much, Peggy, for having me today. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, and you just recently joined the city.
Yes, correct. It's been about 2 months.
Okay, great. And where were you before here?
Well, I actually spent a lot of time doing some internships in other cities, the city of San Fernando, the city of Camarillo, a little bit for the city of Ojai, and then I did some work here in Santa Paula before I joined.
Oh, okay, great. Well, you were a proven entity then when they hired you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I just tried to, get a lot of experience from different municipalities of different sizes, to kind of, I'm always learning, so.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. Well, you'll always learn in Santa Paula, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I know about your. I know you're a management analyst, but you're the PIO, the Public Information Officer. So
Correct.
Quick rundown of what the PIO is responsible for.
I spend probably about 35% of my position I spend doing PIO work, and that really encompasses managing our social media platforms and making sure that Santa Paula is represented well in our social media. So that would include Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Nextdoor, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And then I've been recently working with Bob at KDTV, the Santa Paula Unified School District partnership for Channel 10, the public access channel. So I'm really excited about the momentum that we've got going with Channel 10. Also working with John Marquez and the Chamber of Commerce on that as well. So,
of course, Channel 10, of course, is the city government channel. And
correct.
Cable Channel 10.
Yeah. We're looking at really ways to bolster the content that we're providing on Channel 10 through various different methods.
Well, love the suggestion, I shall, because after all, I'm here and you're there. I really wish the city would consider having a daily theme for their musical background.
I will take that point under consideration and look into it. So.
And just jazz one day, old rock and roll, and all that, and every day of the week, and that way people who really enjoy certain genres of music will know to tune in and just listen, and they'll also watch while they're at it in between the regular programming. So.
That's true. That's a good idea. I will look into that. So.
Or I just don't ever say I didn't.
I'll add it to the list.
Add it to the list, but really, I mean, that would be fun,
Yeah.
But I'm glad, because that's the type of thing that we need to. For a while there, our content was like, opening a can of Spam. It was really, really hard and really bad.
Yeah, no, we have so much opportunity, and I know that like I said, we've got great momentum going with the recent additions with the high school, with the camera installations in the gymnasium. I know we're looking at doing additional, camera systems. We're looking at doing upgrades here at City Hall to the City Hall camera systems, and also, getting some type of production studio going so that we can, spend time informing the residents. I'm all about communication and sharing with the residents everything that we're doing at the city level, the city council. So look forward to that in 2021. I'm excited.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of citizens perhaps not realize that, that they're actually paying for the content, because they pay a franchise fee. And
right.
That franchise fee for their, whether it be Direct or Spectrum or whoever they're getting any of that from, that they pay the franchise fee that goes to the city, who in turn does the content. And it really has improved greatly. It really has. So I'm looking for more improvements.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, COVID, I know that being a PIO, you're going to be talking a lot too about COVID and its impacts on the city.
Yeah, my hands, that one I deal with I touch that one on a daily basis. And hopefully everybody's appreciating we're sending out the updates on the COVID status for our testing site locations. So I do have some good news to share with everybody that the current location where we're having them right now on 10th and Ojai, that location, hopefully here in the first week of January, is going to move to Harding Park. We've been having some challenges with the traffic and the lines that have been growing. You know, we have a lot of, the good news is we have a lot of residents that are testing. It's just that location isn't the right spot. So we're going to move it to make those adjustments.
Well, I think too that they just didn't expect the volume. You know, I mean,
Right.
And I'm proud of Santa Paulans for, you know, turning out and being tested and everything.
Absolutely.
And you say that that might happen next week.
Yep. It's it's been finalized. It's just making the necessary moves and logistics.
Okay, great. Well, that sounds good. I'm glad to hear that. Now, had you also there's going to be drugstores are going to be offering the vaccinations down the line once they're open to the general public. And I know I've seen signs already. I know they already do testing, so people can still go there and get tested also.
Yes. Yeah. So, you know, more good news on that front. We have, you know, the state is partnered with CVS and Walgreens. And for the next 3 to 4 weeks, they're actually sending staff to nursing homes and assisted living homes to get the vaccinations out to staff and workers and those that live in those locations that can't, you know, get them themselves. And then after that point, they're going to go out and move on to long-term care facilities and other residential care facilities to get the vaccine out. So good things are coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great. And of course, you're talking about the Pfizer vaccine that has to be, yeah, and
Yep.
they've got to really just have it under the, I guess, the purview, as it were, of a pharmacist because of the fact that there's only so many doses and they have to be kept a certain temperature and everything. So,
Right.
yeah, that'd be great. And now, what do you think? Basically, I know that the council has been very busy and they've got strategic goals. Are you familiar with what some of the goals are?
Yeah. So, you know, thanks for bringing that up, Peggy. So, that's actually one of the other areas that I focus my time and attention on here at the city. And it's really, you know, pushing forward the council strategic goals. And they have 5 overarching goals or objectives. And within each of those areas, they have different objectives that the city and staff are always working on. One of them is being economic development. The other one's beautification, communication with the residents, public health and safety, and then really, administrative efficiency.
Oh, okay. Well, those wrap it up pretty nice. And that's their 5 major goals.
Correct.
Wow. And do you have some examples of maybe some projects that have furthered those goals?
Yeah, so, you know, great news. We just recently updated the council on some of the items that we've completed. One of the ones that I am working on right now that I'm going to be going to council with here in the next few weeks is the establishment of a legislative platform for the council and for city. And that's really, you know, important for a smaller city like Santa Paula to make sure that we have a framework in place so that we can advocate, you know, on behalf of the city to the local, state, and federal authorities, and really provide, you know, the businesses and the residents a way to, you know, advocate on their behalves. And it also ties into grant opportunities. When you have somebody that's connecting, whether it be the League of California Cities or, you know, through our, you know, our offices here, supporting our local businesses, when we make those connections with the legislators and then we apply for grants, it puts Santa Paula's name in their faces, and they remember and they say, hey, you know, this community here could utilize some additional funds.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, very good. Now, now speaking of grant opportunities, I know that they had been trying for a parks grant that didn't come through. I know that they are applying for, I think they're reapplying for that, or correct?
Correct. The Prop 68 grant. So I am currently working with Greg and his team in Parks and Recreation.
Mhm.
We are resubmitting that grant. And one of the functions that I do as well is really keep an eye on where grants are. You know, where we are with our grants,
Mhm.
when some of them sunset, when we need to reapply for new ones, and just keeping all the directors kind of in the know on which grants we have available and which ones we should be applying for.
And also, are we also have applied for some grants, perhaps doing with road work, or are we,
Road work, yes, we do have some grants going for that. One of the other ones that we just applied for, it was funny, my second week here, I actually did a grant. Hopefully, we should be getting a response anytime now for some backup emergency power generators
oh,
that would help the community center and the senior center, and also power the EOC here at City Hall and the police department. So,
yeah, very important. Yeah,
yeah.
it really is. And now, economic and community development is very, very important, especially now. I mean, you know, we're in the midst of the pandemic and everything, but what are plans for economic and community development as far as like, I know they've got the P-bid. When are they, and that's the property based, what is that, property based
Improvement district.
improvement district? Thank you.
Yeah.
And so what are they going to generate? Approximately $100,000 a year on the P-bid?
Roughly, yeah, a little bit more than that. But you know, the
Do you
way I
know
look at
what the P-bid is as far as it covers a certain area and only the people within the area pay for the P-bid?
correct the assessments on the downtown businesses
Mm-hmm.
that are in that particular area, and I'm part of that board, and we're really it's really a multi-pronged approach, and I think Dan and James have done a great job in focusing the attention towards the downtown because there's a lot of revitalization that can occur down there. And
Mm-hmm.
so you've seen recently in council meetings, we've had discussions. We have the P-bid right now. We did also have a conversation recently with council about the facade improvement plan. So we have that also going for us as well. We have things like the mural program, the banner program that I'm working on, things like introducing a farmer's market. And these are all just really different pieces of the puzzle to kind of put together to really help bolster the aesthetics in downtown.
Sure.
Really think about it.
Yeah, I know that they just went over, I guess the council just adopted the mural program last week or adopted the language for, or the process, or, yes.
They essentially they like the program, you know, the program, and we really need to go back now, staff, and you know, put a consortium together, like an arts council, cultural consortium, and that way we can, you know, form the policies and make sure that everything goes accordingly in terms of what more murals go up, how do we preserve the murals that we already currently have, and how do we blend those into our community effectively.
Mhm.
So we'll be working on that, but a lot of great programs that everyone should be seeing in 2021 that are really going to help make a big impact in the downtown.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess there's a facade improvement program too, that they'll have a matching grant if people want to make, of course, pre-approved improvements to the facade.
Yeah, so that one was the one that we just went to council on,
Mhm.
and it wasn't approved because what the council wants us to go back and do is essentially create a matrix
Oh, that,
of items that are low hanging fruit. What are the different things that you know that need to be revitalized or fixed in the downtown, and then you know as we look at these, you know what can the P-bid contribute, what could the funds from the facade improvement, you know what could that cover. We have all these different pieces, and when they come together it's gonna really focus in on the downtown and create something amazing, I think, for everybody.
oh, absolutely. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Now, I know that. Now, tell me the banner program. Are you talking about the military banner program that they used to have, or is this a different? Because I know it said revitalization. So.
Correct, correct. So yes, we are talking about the military banner program, resurrecting, bringing that one back. Um, it's just unfortunately with staff and the budget constraints, et cetera, it kind of fell off to the side. So that's one item that's on my list that we're going to get going again.
Mhm.
And we're going to actually make it even better this time around. So we're going to have the military banner program, but the idea is that we're also going to have a business corridor section in the downtown with banners. And then we're also going to have a arts and cultural banner section.
Oh.
And so each of those three areas are going to be represented in the city.
Oh, okay. That's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
Boy, it sounds like they've given you a great big. When you walked in the door, they gave you a stack of papers, like that, right?
Yeah, keep me busy.
Is there anything you'd like to add, Jonathan? Anything maybe I should have asked you and I shouldn't have, or any thought you have?
Just a lot of great projects. Some of the other ones that we're working on that I'm really excited about is we're looking at a farmers market in downtown, and we're really looking at through the lens of how do we make it different? How do we make it impactful versus what some of the other local cities have? How do we drive tourists or outside residents? How do we drive them to our businesses here? And how do we make it something that really is going to be and then another project that I'm working on is welcome kits. So we have a lot of new homes being built here,
Oh,
and
okay.
we have a lot of new residents coming in. So how do we share with them all the great things about Santa Paula?
Mhm.
So I'm working on that right now, and luckily have some great people to work with on it as well. John Marquez from the Chamber has been great,
Mhm.
and you'll be seeing that soon. We're also going to have a landing page on the website that'll also provide these materials digitally as well as in print format. So
Oh, well, be sure to hit me up for newspapers when we do the welcome wagon, as what I was calling it, the welcome wagon,
yes,
you know? Oh, I
yeah,
think that's finally going to take off.
absolutely.
Okay, well, listen, it's been a real pleasure talking to you and getting to know you and having everybody in Santa Paula meet
Yeah.
you, as it were, and get to know you also, and welcome aboard again.
Well, thank you.
Okay, and have a very happy new year, okay?
Yeah, and I just wanted to say, really to wish everybody on behalf of, the city council, Dan Singer, the city manager, and the rest of the staff here, wish the best of happiness, health, and prosperity for a new year for everyone. So I have my mug here. I don't know if you happen to have one, but, cheers to putting 2020 in the past
Cheers.
and looking forward to 2021.
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
wish I had champagne to open up.
Yeah, I don't have any in mind, but cheers.
Cheers to you, and thank you so much, Jonathan.
Well, thank you so much, Peggy.
Thank you. Once
All right,
again,
have
Kelly, I still am with the mighty Santa Paula Times, and if you'd like to watch this, it'll be on Spectrum Channel 10, Cable Channel 10, and also kadytv.net or .com. We can't get away from it. And also, if you watch on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. It's free, and that allows us to bring you even more broadcasting. And be careful out there this weekend. Please don't gather. And take very, very care and follow all the guidelines to help get the COVID under control. Okay, and once again, thank you, Jonathan, and everybody out there. Happy New Year.
thank you.
2021 has to be better.